Wall Street, central banks, and retail investors have one thing in common: their growing interest in cryptocurrencies. According to CoinShares, inflows into crypto funds and products hit a record $4.5 billion in the first quarter of this year.
There's $140 trillion of U.S. wealth, $400 trillion of global wealth. So we're now up to half a percent of global wealth is in crypto. And that's growing. I think it'll be 1% by the end of the year.
Bitcoin gets the most attention among its crypto peers, but critics of digital currencies raise concerns about their structure and their volatility.
Bitcoin is not having any income, doesn't have any users, doesn't have liquidity services, doesn't have a utility. What's the intrinsic value of it? It's just a self-fulfilling bubble.
Beyond Bitcoin, it's the underlying technology of blockchain that is attracting investor interest. According to CB Insights, startups focusing on blockchain raised about $2.5 billion in just the first quarter of this year, outpacing the amount raised in all of 2020.
Welcome back to yet another exciting episode on the channel. So here's a quick one. With the rapid adoption of the world's central banks by building their own central bank digital currencies, do you think the digital euro can destroy Ripple's XRP? Stick around to find out more. For now, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on bell notifications. Back to some trending news in the industry right now. This one from Trustless State on Twitter. You buy $20,000 worth of Solana, a restricted cryptocurrency. You've now used $20,000 of your $30,000 annual limit. If you want to purchase more crypto, you're limited to buy a maximum of $10,000. So according to the latest regulatory news coming out of Canada, most residents of Canada are now only allowed to buy as much of a select few of 4 unrestricted cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash, as you want. However, all other cryptocurrencies for individuals have a buying limit of $30,000 net buy per year, at which point you'd not be allowed to trade above the $30,000 threshold if you reside in any of the following provinces: New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Yukon, and others. Whereas this net buy limit won't be affecting residents of Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, and Quebec. Is this bad news for XRP? Well, in my opinion, it might be for these other cryptos, but for XRP, I don't think so. Moving on to some of the more interesting news in the space, MTV adds Metaverse Award category. New research shows that developments in the metaverse will become a catalyst to broader adoption of NFTs. Guys, say goodbye to the old conventional ways of carrying out award shows, which are often restricted to some select few individuals, mostly the awardees themselves. As we are now being ushered into a new era where just about anyone from anywhere in the world can attend these highly stylish yet strictly invitation-based shows and functions, all thanks to NFTs for e-ticketing, thereby increasing mass engagement, and the metaverse for hosting these shows in Web3, where your presence can be allowed to witness the show in 3D as long as you qualify to own an NFC-based e-ticket to be provisioned by the host organization, in this case the cable network MTV. Now back to why I think none of the previous news from Canada impacts Ripple or XRP. In spite of the many blemishes entailed by the SEC's ill-conceived claims and subsequent criticisms, Ripple continues to increase its exposure and promote its technology worldwide, while expanding its ties on all fronts through various partnerships such as this latest update. According to this news from Wall Street Pit, Ripple now officially a WEF partner. More importantly, as a globally recognized financial corporation, an endorsement such as those from the World Economic Forum, where the WEF affirmed that Ripple is developing and enabling future use cases that will catalyze the new digital economy for governments, businesses, and consumers, goes a long way in boosting the credibility of the fintech startup to an extent that far overshadows the image smeared by the United States financial regulators, the SEC. Remember, it was the same Klaus Schwab pioneered WEF that had termed Ripple's XRP as the world's bridge currency in one of its reports sometime last year. And to the most intriguing news update for today, can the digital euro destroy Ripple's XRP? The digital euro decision will be out by October 2023. Olli Rehn, a Finnish European central bank policymaker, said in a speech that the investigation phase for a possible digital euro currency is expected to be concluded in October 2023. After the investigation, the ECB will decide whether to embark on the quest to develop a digital euro or not. Let's take a quick break right there. What do we have? We have the Bitvavo platform. For everyone who resides in Europe, you can easily trade with Bitvavo and earn yourselves a reward of €1,000 at no trading cost. Standing out among the numerous crypto savings and trading platforms in all of Europe, with Bitvavo, you can get zero trading costs by signing up with our affiliate link provided in the description. Make sure you check that out if you reside in Europe so you don't miss out. So back to the talk on whether the digital euro pioneered by the European Central Bank can destroy Ripple's XRP. Well, this might be the first bad news we might be looking at for XRP in a while, or maybe not. Let's find out.
To create their own central bank digital currencies. A recent survey by the Bank for International Settlements found that 86% of central banks are currently engaged, up from 65% in 2017. The motivation for central banks has been partly to guard against the risk of financial exclusion or digital dollarization if payments shift to privately controlled alternatives.
I do wonder whether, at this point, Bitcoin should also be thought in part.
Currencies. Digitization is now being felt in all areas of our lives and has already changed the way we pay. A digital euro would be a symbol of progress in Europe and European integration. It would be issued as money in electronic form by the euro system of the ECB and the national central banks of the euro area, and could be used by individuals and companies alike. It would not replace cash, but complement it. Digital euro. Currently, the ECB and the national central banks of the euro area are examining what the benefits and risk of a digital euro will be. After all, the rise of assets like Bitcoin is bigger than the South Sea bubble of the time or the Dutch tulip bubble.
So guys, why do I think that the digital euro in all of its might just not be a match for the most renowned cryptocurrency for cross-border payments? Listen to this one from the Vice President of the European Central Bank, Luis de Guindos.
Kind of assets. This is not a cryptocurrency. This is not a currency. This is a crypto asset. It's very clear. This is an asset with very weak fundamentals that is going to be subject to a lot of volatility. I think that whenever you try to find out what are the kind of characteristics of the asset that you're investing in, you run into difficulties. And that's why this is I think that the point that the return of this kind of cryptocurrencies, crypto assets, is not related to the return of other assets, and that's why investors have to diversify and to have a portion of their investments invested in this kind of crypto assets. I think that it doesn't make much sense in my view, and that's why you are going to be subject to volatility. I think that
Oh yeah, you heard that right. These kinds of crypto assets with weak fundamentals like the digital euro are always going to be subject to volatility, hence a bad candidate for investors. Ripple, through its XRP coin, is a standard cryptocurrency with a solid foundation in the entire cross-border market, with features that have earned its cryptocurrency the moniker the best digital asset for payments. Given its ultra-fast transaction completion time of less than 3.5 seconds, a fixed transaction cost of about $0.0004 per transaction, no matter the volume of transaction, and the scalability and throughput of 1,500 transactions per second, with a high propensity to double or even triple that figure through consistent upgrades. It goes without saying that the digital euro or any other known CBDC is not in any way a match for Ripple's XRP. The very reason why Ripple, through XRP, has earned itself a place in the global remittance space, as XRP has been termed the world bridge currency on many different occasions.
I mean, if you're going to launder money, it's been cash up to this point. So, I mean, Bitcoin is probably...
Or jewels.
Yeah, okay, but Bitcoin's probably, for total money laundering, it's probably 0.0005. So why pick on Bitcoin for the money laundering when it's obviously hasn't been used up to... Al Capone never had any Bitcoin.
So I assume you're also talking about Libra then, too.
Libra I don't even think is a cryptocurrency.
I don't either. That's what I was going to say.
And I don't think it has any inherent value.
Decide it's a debit card.
And I don't want it centrally... I mean, and Mark Zuckerberg's involved, and everybody gets to keep the float all...
Let's talk about the concept, though.
Yeah.
Forget about who's created it and what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
I was in Europe this past week. I had to buy a new briefcase because mine broke actually there.
When I was carrying cash to launder?
All jewels.
Yeah,
no.
all right.
When I was going to sign the receipt or the electronic thing, they'd asked me, do I want to pay in euro or dollar?
Yeah.
And I said, okay, dollar. Then I looked at it. I'm still being charged at 3%.
Terrible.
Okay? So, and when you think about all the people who send money, they may work in one country, send money back home. They generally do that through organizations that charge 5 to 10%. Yeah. There is a need, whether it's a Libra or something else, to democratize the exchange of foreign currencies. Today, with computers and electronic market,
there shouldn't be that.
It should be 10 basis points, 5 basis points.
That
it's not
sense.
percent. And so I actually believe the idea around Libra, I don't think we need to create a new currency, but the technology to instantaneous calibrate all the currencies, that should be done.
Who gets squished by that? Who are the middlemen who are making money on that?
The banks.
We're making, as the Bitcoiners would say, that's progress for you. At least to get to the point where you're saying that about Libra.
No,
you're still not saying that about Bitcoin.
I think Bitcoin
but
has,
even,
But it's saying
Bitcoin
that's
has,
blockchain,
Bitcoin
I don't know if Libra is blockchain. They haven't decided. I might do it.
It has to be some form of that.
It's just ledger.
I mean,
Right, but it's a basket of fiat currencies. It's like,
but you don't
the
need
crypto
that.
is just keeping track of
there's
it.
no inherent value.
But you don't need that. If you had this mechanism in every transaction, you could minimize the transaction cost.
And that is what Ripple and XRP has been all about, right from the get-go. Now, that was from the CEO of America's largest multinational investment company, BlackRock, Larry Fink, during a CNBC interview. There's a need, whether it's a Libra or something else, to democratize the exchange of currencies. Guys, these are the words of Larry Fink, as you've just heard in that CNBC interview, not mine.